All right, so I wasn't intending on making a police simulator patrol officers video yet. However, during a patrol, I was clearing an accident, and the stars kind of aligned in an odd way, and I figured I'd make a video out of it. There are some parts that are skipped over, and that's not intentional. I recorded the 1 minute at first because it was, something that I thought was kind of funny, and I was just kind of make it as a joke, but once the investigation, continued, more interesting stuff happened. So that's why there's the additional footage, and that's why there's a gap in between. I didn't think anything would come out of this, but it did. So here we go. So before we get into the video part, a little bit of background. I had call-offs completely disabled. I was just trying to focus on traffic enforcement that day, and I saw a vehicle across the road that had no headlights, and I was going to let them pass and flip around. But before I could, they got hit by another car. And while I'm trying to clear the accident, that is where this video comes into play.
Let me know what you saw.
I'm still in shock. I need to get my head right.
So basically, I recorded that part just because I was trying to clear an accident, and someone obviously wasn't looking at the road and hit the car that I was towing and pushed it into the front of the truck. So that was supposed to be the end of the video. However, once I do more of an investigation into her, let's just say, well, I'll have the video speak for itself.
You'll take a test to see if you're driving under the influence of drugs. The reason why you're under arrest is because you were driving under the influence of cannabis. Please cooperate and step to the sidewalk.
Please, officer!
Please cooperate for a search procedure. I have to arrest you for carrying too much cannabis on you. Please move on to the sidewalk.
What?
Like I said earlier, this was not supposed to happen. Originally, it was just a two-car accident, getting both the cars out of the road so at least one of the lanes of traffic could proceed. And then both the original accident drivers were under arrest because both had alcohol in their system. And one of them, in addition to that, also had amphetamines in their system as well. So that's why both drivers were arrested and not standing outside of their vehicle. That was my first time actually using the tow feature with the truck in the game, which is based off of a Dodge Ram. And when I'm towing the car out of the road and it gets hit by another car, I was like, great, you can't even make this up. And then when we conducted, the standard accident procedure, get her license, get her statement, alcohol tester, drug tester. When she came back under the influence of marijuana, I was like, oh my gosh, you can't even make this up. So I recorded that. That was going to be the end of the second video. And then as we're getting her searched, then she has excessive amounts of marijuana on her. So it's like, oh, there's a third part. So that's why that kind of played out the way it did. Like I said, don't drive impaired, regardless if it's alcohol or marijuana or drugs. Never drive impaired, because when you drive impaired, you not only put yourself at risk, but the motoring public innocent civilians who are on the sidewalks, crosswalks, as well as law enforcement as well. Again, thank you for watching. I hope to have more Police Simulator Patrol Officers videos out in the future, especially with the release of the first aid update. So hopefully I'll get those out within the coming weeks, and we'll hopefully have some interesting situations to report.